Hey everyone, welcome back to another update. Today we're recapping Friday, February 13th through Sunday, February 15th, a weekend that saw the partial DHS shutdown become reality, Trump ramp up pressure on Iran, Secretary Rubio navigate uneasy allies in Europe, and ongoing fallout from immigration ops and Epstein files. Let's get into it. The big domestic story hit Saturday morning. Funding for the Department of Homeland Security lapsed at midnight Friday into Saturday, triggering the third partial shutdown of Trump's second term. Congress recessed for President's Day week without a breakthrough, leaving DHS in essential operations mode. TSA lines, Coast Guard missions, FEMA disaster prep, and CISA cyber efforts faced immediate strain, with many workers furloughed or working unpaid. ICE and CBP largely continued deportations thanks to prior year funding from last year's Big Beautiful Bill, but the lapse amplified the partisan trench over Democratic demands. Judicial warrants for sensitive enforcement, agent unmasking, body cameras, ending racial profiling, and local coordination. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer called ICE a rogue, out of control force on Sunday shows, urging Republicans to accept reforms. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries blamed GOP refusal for the shutdown. Trump stayed noncommittal, calling Democrats crazy, while border czar Tom Homan insisted enforcement wouldn't slow. Analysts see this as a midterm test, Democrats leveraging public backlash, Republicans framing opponents as soft on security. There is no quick resolution in sight, with lawmakers out of office until February 23rd. President Trump warned Iran of a very bad day and said regime change would be the best thing that could happen if talks fail. He ordered the USS Gerald R. Ford, a second carrier, to the region for buildup, backing indirect nuclear negotiations, and he said if no deal is made, they will need the second carrier. A new round of talks is set for Tuesday in Geneva after Oman talks were deemed a good start. Iran signaled flexibility on uranium enrichment for full sanctions relief, but drew red lines on missiles and proxies. Secretary of State Marco Rubio, speaking at Munich and in Slovakia, emphasized diplomacy while calling on Europe to reduce dependence on U.S. power and defend Western civilization, reassuring allies but on Trump's terms. California Governor Gavin Newsom at Munich called Trump temporary and urged subnational ties amid uncertainty. Switching to Epstein scrutiny and other domestic ripples. Attorney General Pam Bondi clashed in hearings over Epstein file handling and/or redactions, while Ghislaine Maxwell's Fifth Amendment plea and clemency hints kept pressure on. Elsewhere, the administration repealed the EPA's 2009 endangerment finding, an Obama-era basis for greenhouse gas rules, hailed as massive deregulation. A judge ordered facilitation of returns for some wrongly deported Venezuelans under the Alien Enemies Act, and Trump unfroze some New York tunnel funding amid legal fights. Now it's time for the noteworthy tidbits, which are brought to you today by Big Fork Brands. Let me tell you about them quick. Sometimes I get on a roll cleaning or gardening, and I need a boost but don't have time for a meal. Big Fork Brands pork jerky is the perfect choice to keep my momentum, offering high-protein snacks for on-the-go energy boosts. Not only do they offer pork jerky, but they also make pork sticks, bacon sausage, bacon hot dogs, and burger and hot dog sauces. Products come in a variety of delicious flavors, including Thai green curry and maple and brown sugar for the meat options, and gangster and Chicago fire for the sauces. I personally think the original flavor of the pork jerky hits just right after tackling a big chore. It's a little salty and very flavorful. My discount code gives you 20% off your entire order, and it's currently the best deal available. Just visit bigforkbrands.com and enter in my promo code JADE, that's JADE, at checkout. All right, let's get back to the tidbits. The IRS improperly shared taxpayer data with DHS for immigration crackdowns. The Housing Department launched a federal investigation into the Muslim-only proposed Texas community, formerly known as Epic City, as well as Epic Real Properties, for discrimination. Former Charlotte, North Carolina Councilwoman Tijuana Brown pled guilty to fraud, stealing over $120,000 in COVID relief funds to throw a luxurious party. According to the New York Post, Representative Ilhan Omar and her husband are facing an investigation involving her husband's business ventures in Kenya, Somalia, and the UAE, and according to journalist Angela Rose, the two ran a company that reportedly pocketed $3 million from Ilhan's campaign. Representative Nancy Mace filed federal legislation to deport illegal alien animal abusers. Stores across multiple states are set to ban junk and sugary food from EBT within the next few days. President Trump announced that member states of the Board of Peace have pledged more than $5 billion toward the Gaza humanitarian and reconstruction efforts. Lastly, Border Czar Tom Homan announced he's staging a security force in Minnesota to protect federal agents when targeted by violence. That's February 13th through 15th wrapped. The DHS shutdown is live, Iran brinkmanship is intensifying, and midterms loom larger with every impasse. How long until a deal or escalation? Share your takes on Instagram or X at Shades of Jade Pod. If these multi-day episodes are keeping you caught up, subscribe, review, and spread the word. Thank you for listening and have a great day.